Today I'm back taking on 600% speed phase once again. Now I know what you guys are thinking, Ryan, didn't you just take on this boss? And the answer to your question is yes, I did. And my score is currently sitting at 7th place with 70 tiers. But today I'm gonna make that score look like it's from an amateur, because I have cooked up a strategy that I think can gap the entire field here, ideally dipping under Chip's score of 62 tiers. So that's right, another sweaty boss event from Mr. Mahalik. Let's hop right into the strategy. That's right, guys, we are back with this boss event for a second time, going for a top score, and I'm full sweating this time. Either way, off the start, we're gonna start with my man Benjamin again, and in addition to Ben, I'm gonna start with 2 banana farms as well. So basically the same start as my previous video, but obviously there's gonna be a ton of differences later if I'm going to cut 10 plus tiers for my score. Or at least that's the goal. We'll see how it ends up playing out. Either way, great production on you, and starting in round 2, I'm gonna need to get a defensive tower down. I think we will just get a plain old engineer right in the middle of the map. The engineer is a cheap early game defender, and we're going to be using an engineer paragon inside my strategy this time around, which is going to be the main difference from my previous strategy. Last time I used the ninja paragon. Either way, Valve bananas in the sky, and I'm just going to rush this farm into a monkey bank as early as possible. Now, since I am going for a top score, sometimes it's a good idea for me to try to mitigate the time penalty that I'm receiving, so I might use a couple Benjamin abilities during these rounds to try to pop the round quicker. But at the end of the day, if I get the score I'm aiming for, I should just be gapping everyone on the leaderboard anyways, and the time penalty won't even come into play, because the time only matters if you tie someone on the leaderboard with the tiers used. Alright, it's looking like I'm gonna forward my bank on round 10 here. There we go, bank has been purchased, and the bank will be turned into an I'm a Flown. I'm a Flown is just one of the best early game farms you can use in these boss events, if you know how to maximize its effectiveness, which I'll kind of show you in these upcoming rounds. But besides the I'm a Flown, we also want to upgrade this second farm in the meantime while we wait for the bank to cook up. And the specific upgrades I'm going to be doing on this farm is a banana plantation with the middle cross path, since this guy's going to be a banana central later and our main money producer. Yep, 2 more bananas, come on. Plantation's been bought. Let's go. Now, I will need to get more defense here soon. No way this engineer can continue handling forever. But before that, let's try to greed for valuable bananas as well. All right, we do afford that valuable bananas for round 18. That's great. Bank has 3k in it so far. But this is the point of time which I'm going to get a second engineer on the field, and that engineer is going to be in this location. Might seem like a bit of a weird spot, but it will make more sense later why I placed it here. All right, it's looking like we're going to max cash out from the bank, or pretty much max cash out now. So let's do that. I'm a Flown and redeposit. And the initial plan with this I'm a Flown is pretty simple. Right when I get this ability off cooldown, I'm going to collect it, use that ability, and get a banana research facility on my side. Okay, we're going to get the BRF up on round 27, I think. Let's defend round 26 first of all. We're going to use Ben ability now, right when these zebra balloons come out. Might leak a couple lives here and there, but it's totally fine. And there's a tactic I'm going to do on round 27 to get extra farming, so check this out. Normally, if I just played like I typically would, and use the I'm a Flown ability for the banana research facility at the very start, let's count how many crates I get from this guy. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 is all I get. So now I'm gonna show you some high-tech farming strats. We're gonna do the exact same thing, but I'm gonna wait to get this BRF up and get a couple of the normal bananas first. I'll get the BRF after I get 4 normal bananas. So you see what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we get the BRF up, and we should get 4 crates from this still, even with getting it late, just because of how the timings work out. This is gonna hurt. I think I survive though. I think I survive. Yeah, we're good. You're probably wondering why I just don't upgrade my engineers more and then leak less, which is a decent idea, but the reason why I didn't do that is because I wanted to deposit as much as possible into the I'm a Flown, and if I upgrade the engineers, I'd spend more money, deposit less. But I did need to upgrade this guy. That way I'd have enough money for the cleansing foam on round 28, since I need it for these lead balloons. Okay, and our next big move with this I'm a Flown is going to be on round 30 here, where what I'm going to do is collect this multiple times just to pay off the debts. The reason why I have to do that is because you can't use the I'm a Flown ability if you're already in debt. To use it now, build this into an overclock, and make sure I have the overclock ability available for round 31. I should. And also redeposit. Always redeposit. There we go. With that overclock though, we will be overclocking my BRF, of course. Hopefully these engineers can solo though. The nice part, when you buy overclock, I think it increases the pierce of the projectile, so it's going to help out a decent bit. I really didn't want to buy more defense yet. Alright, multiple attempts later, I think we'll just take this. 2 lives. Not very confident with that, but it's fine. Either way, I think that means I need to get more defense on round 32. So what I'm going to do in that case is add a spike factory in the back of the map. And this will be a 5th tier spike factory later, because the way we're going to win this boss event is the Spike Factory Paragon. That's going to carry me for tier 5. The Spike Factory Paragon is really good against fast bosses. And after round 34 concludes, we're going to make some big money moves once again with my I'm a Flown. And that's going to be the point at which this strategy diverges from the strategy in my previous video. Alright guys, we've made it back to round 35 once again, but with a slightly more optimized start. I think I leaked less this time, and have a different overclock location as well. But either way, collect you now, and I'm going to get a village in this location, which is going to be a monkey city. But then on top of a village, I'm also going to get an engineer now, which is going to be a balloon trap. And basically my plan with this engineer spot is I want to place it as far left as possible while its range is still getting completely blocked by the obstacle. So pretty much this spot with larger service area. And we're going to target this trap on this corner of the map. And lastly, right when the round starts, I'm going to use I'm a Flown ability and get Monkey City up, which should be able to buff everything. Go. I think, yep, everything's buffed. It's perfect. Okay. And we'll redeposit. I tried my hardest to optimize the early game where I didn't need the Spike Factory, but I just couldn't do it, guys. The Spike Factory was necessary, unfortunately. And I think I'm going to replace the trap one more time after most of these black balloons come through. Now. Yes, okay, perfect. That way we can just deposit more into the I'm a Flown. That's important. Okay, round 36 is going to be a little bit interesting to defend because there's a lot of camo balloons that I do want to eat with the trap. So there's going to be a technique I can use to do that. Just watch and learn. I have my cleansing foam in this specific location so I can do the technique. Okay, I'm going to try to target like right about here, right when the pinks stop coming in. Now. Throw it on in time, please. Okay, we basically got all the green balloons in there. Not every single one, but it was close. Alright, and we have a max cash out from you too. That's pretty good. 28.5k on hand going into round 39 is solid. Okay, and with that, we've made it to the tier 1 defense. Now, if I'm going for the Engineer Paragon and the Spike Factory Paragon, it's best if I can defend the tier 1 boss with a 5th tier of one of these towers. So which 5th tier am I going to aim for? Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you guys which ones I'm not going to use. And that is first off, the Sentry Champion. The reason why the Sentry Champion's not going to be good is this guy simply won't deal enough damage, especially without a cross path, to pop phase. And it can only damage phase half of the time because phase has like a radar jam ability where half the time, even with a decamo, you can't attack it unless the tower has innate camo detection. So this guy wouldn't work. So it leaves me with the Spike Factory 5th tiers as options. And obviously a Super Mines isn't going to work. That's too expensive. Now one thing that would probably work to defend is a Carpet of Spikes. Carpet of Spikes is great for boss damage, especially against a fast boss. It's going to eat up all the spikes in a good manner. But there is an issue with this play, and that issue is I can't stop the Carpet of Spikes from attacking after I defend the boss, which means it's going to anti-stall the rounds and block balloon trap income. Two things that are a no-go for my strategy. So yeah, even though this guy defends easily, I can't use the Carpet of Spikes, unfortunately. Which leads me to our final option and the one we're going to use today, which is, you guessed it, the Permaspike. Now you're probably wondering, can the Permaspike even defend the tier 1 boss? Because normally you don't really use this upgrade for bossing. And I am wondering the same exact thing, but I think it has a shot. I can't afford it right away as well, which is kind of nice. And if I need to, I could buy a crosspath upgrade on it, which would hurt my score by 1, but it would help the Permaspike's damage by I think like roughly 85% if I buy bigger stacks. Either way, let's see how this does. You get an increased attack speed bonus at the start of rounds as well. So if I pair that with overclock, it should do decent damage, yeah. It's good. But I'm going to have to get through a bunch of skulls, which is going to be hard. Ideally, I also anti-stall these rounds, because if I keep the rounds short, that means I'm going to get more attack speed bonuses for the Permaspike. Oh, and the trap's not going to be able to hit these balloons either. Okay. So trap targeting could probably be optimized as well a little bit to maximize my income. Maybe target the trap in this location. It looks like we're going to get 2 skulls down actually here. Let's target this right here. Make sure I'm redepositing into the I'm a Flown as well. Oh, but at this point, yeah, we're not going to hit the boss. The boss is in a bad location for me. I feel like we're not going to have enough damage. The targeting could definitely be optimized here, in my opinion. I'm going to hope that's enough of a power to deal with the next skull, so I'm going to start targeting in this back location. I have a lot of spikes thrown in that one spot. Oh, it wasn't enough. Okay, one more. Alright, see if this power is enough to deal with the next skull. Ideally, it is. It basically is, okay. And now I'm going to target spikes in this location. So I think we're going to be 1 skull off with my first try of targeting this, which is actually pretty close, I've got to say. That leads me to believe it might be possible. Yeah, we're going to be 1 skull off here. It's going to be hard to optimize another skull of damage, though. That'll be very difficult. But of course, I'm going to try my best. So let's retry from round 40. I think one optimization I can do is overclock the Spike Factory while it's a low tier, since the overclock lasts longer the lower tier tower you boost. And another thing I can do is upgrade the Spike Factory I have in the back of the map towards a Spike Storm. Spike Storm won't anti-stall the rounds like Carpet of Spike does. The Spike Storm's not going to take care of a Skull though, is it? Yeah, that actually did barely any damage. So I don't think adding a Spike Storm is really going to do much for me. Alright, I think I need to get bigger stacks then. That's what it comes down to. Now, I'd imagine bigger stacks actually will make this defense somewhat easy, because it is a pretty big damage boost from the previous attempts. Let's see, though. Oh yeah, look at how fast I'm breaking through his first skull. That was very quick. And actually, we have the portal right on top of our trap with that play. Okay, that's interesting. And that should be enough of power to break through the next skull, yep. Okay, this is going quick. I wonder if I can just overclock my BRF. There's a chance I can, because the Permaspike should be able to deal with this relatively easily, hopefully. Actually, I need to hit this third skull before phase leaves, which might be difficult. Let me first figure something out about this Permaspike. How many spikes does it take to pop down a skull? One, I'm gonna try 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is 8 enough? It's 9 spikes, okay. That's really important information to know here, so I can use the correct amount of spikes for every skull without overdoing it. Okay. Hopefully we can deal with the third skull this time. I think I built a slightly better pile. Yes, only need a couple more spikes. Target down here. And I'm actually going to overclock my farm. Okay, wait. Target right here. Overclock the farm. Sorry about the pausing, I'm just trying to think of my next move. And we'll count the spikes. That's 2 spikes thrown so far. 3. Oh, the balloons are taking some of them out though. 4, 6, 7, 9. Okay, target in this location now. That should take care of the next skull. I actually overdid it. I guess I probably miscounted. Alright, we took care of the next skull. I reapplied overclock on my permaspike there, which might have actually been a mistake, because I only have 1 skull remaining. So I bet I could have defended this without reapplying overclock there. We're gonna overkill for the final skull. So in that case, I'm gonna redo the defend for another time, just with using only the initial overclock. I think that's all I need. Wait, I think I got it to work this time. Come on. Yes, that was perfect. And now the plan's pretty simple. I'm going to collect this for full, and I'm going to target the trap into this location. Then right at the start of the round, I'm going to use the I'm a Flown ability to get Triplex Cell Trap up. Let's go. We miss a couple balloons though, that's not good. Alright, in that case, I think we target the trap in this location, so I don't miss any balloons. The only unfortunate part is this engineer is going to pop some of the rainbows down before they enter the trap. And I can also target my cleansing foam right here to decamo the balloons early as well. 2000 IQ cleansing foam spot. Alright, and after round 45 concludes, we're going to retarget our trap into the position at the start of the map, where the engineers won't steal any income. How much money do I have now? 41k. And I can get an additional 20k plus from using the collect with I'm a Flown ability paired. So I'm looking pretty good on the money, but still not near enough for Banana Central. On the bright side, we do have round 49, which is a great round for balloon trap income. This is like the best round for it, because you get reduced cash per pop after round 50, and this is the highest RB round before round 50. 22,000. That was really good from 1 round. If I collect this, how much should I make? 10,000. And then I've got another like 16k from these. So I'm about 10k off currently. I think that means it's going to be around 52 affording. But I can try getting around 51. All right, target here. Collect, wait. Ability. Okay, I can afford it before round 52 starts, which is actually pretty important because then I get a crate at the very start of the round. I'm really liking how things are looking so far. I think we've played this pretty well. We're gonna save for Ultra Boost next, by the way. Obviously want to Ultra Boost my Banana Central. Alright, I think we're able to afford our Banana Central on round 55, probably. Now, one thing I'm gonna try to do on round 54 is stall this round so I have an overclock available before I get the Ultra Boost round 55. Because when you buy Ultra Boost, it resets the ability cooldown anyways. Alright, be ready to target when the last ceramic comes out. Now. Okay, and hopefully we stall this round long enough where I get overclock back for round 55. I might need to target my trap again. Yeah, let's do that. Now, it's fine if I don't eat this ceramic. Having the overclock is more valuable. And here's how I'm going to do it. Overclock this, collect, we're going to I'm a Flown ability, get Ultra Boost, and then start Ultra Boost to my farm. There we go. And since I have Ultra Boost now, I'm probably going to have to do some trap targeting to try to stall every round. That way we get more abilities off. I think here what I need to do is just let this Moab travel and probably eat up the ceramics when they come all the way through the map. I know I lose a little bit of trap income by not eating the Moab layer, but that's fine. It's worth it for more Ultra Boost to be used. Oh, it's gonna get hit here though. That's fine. Now here's the thing, we've got 4 stacks on the farm, But I also need to start stacking on a Spike Factory, because I'm going to use Super Mines for the tier 2 defend. An Ultra Boosted Super Mines definitely won't be enough damage. So I'm thinking at this point I'll start alternating Ultra Boost between this Spike Factory and the Banana Central. And here we go. 3 Ultra Boosts on you. I might need to cross path my Super Mines just because I couldn't get 10 on it. I guess I could have gotten 9 on it technically if I just only Ultra Boosted the Super Mines, but then I'd be low on cash. I do have saves on some of the previous rounds, so I can go back in time if I need to. But we'll first just see how this ends up playing out. There we go. We can also target the Perma Spike on the boss, of course, too. How's this looking so far? It's looking decent on the damage. The good thing is, even though I lack Ultra Boosts, the burn effect from the Super Mines deals a lot of the damage, actually. So, Ultra Boosting the Super Mines more doesn't, like, increase the burn tick rate, for example. Okay, we hit 2 skulls. Wait, trap target right here. Yeah, my trap targeting is not necessarily optimal either. That could be optimized too. This will just give me a good ballpark estimate of if I think this defense is possible without cross-pathing Super Mines. Okay, that's gonna be 3 skulls down. Another Ultra Boost on you, that's 6 stacks. It's actually doing decent, I've gotta say. We're already down to 2 skulls remaining. Now, this part's gonna be the hard skull to get through though. Obviously I'm gonna deal with the final skull here, but that second to final skull is where problems occur. Okay. Let's retry from 60. One thing too is when I keep retrying the rounds, the Super Mines are going to throw in different locations. So with better RNG, that could change things as well. Okay, I need round 62 to end, so then the Super Mines pile times out, explodes, and then takes care of this third skull. That's really what it has to happen here. Please end. There we go, yes, okay. This is probably the best attempt yet then. Still feel like we're not going to have time though. There's no shot we defend this end part. It's close though is the thing. Like, it's actually pretty close. I'm wondering if I had, like, 4 stacks on the Banana Central and 4 on the Spike Factory, if that could make the difference. Okay, with some optimizations, I've made it back to round 60, and we have 5 stacks on the Spike Factory, 5 on the Banana Central this time. Either way, same thing as before off the start. We're gonna get Super Mines, and we'll see if the extra stacks make the difference, guys. Second skull is getting hit a lot earlier than last time. That's really good. Century Champion's been bought. That's 8 stacks on the Super Mines. Another explosion. Okay, that's 3 skulls down. Round 63, here we go. This is gonna be the 4th skull down. This is definitely the best I've looked so far. Round 63 needs to end though. There we go. Okay, wait a second. I should have been targeting the Perma Spikes. I think I'm still dead. But this is definitely closer. Like, this is the closest one we've had. Not a bad attempt. It leads me to believe this is possible now. I think I finally did it, guys. I think I finally did it. Oh my gosh. Target the Perma Spike in the back. Yes. So many attempts later. I knew it was possible, though. No, wait. You gotta be joking. Am I dead against that? Even with Century Champion? I know how to do this. I know how to do this. Watch and learn, guys. We are gonna use Benjamin level 10 ability to downgrade the last wave of ceramics. Now. Please. I think we did. I think we did. Oh my gosh, what a difficult defend. We made it work somehow, some way. That was so difficult. I'll take it though, that was good. And now we get back to farming, guys. This time though, I can't really target my engineer in this location anymore because I have the Super Mines and stuff. So we basically just have to keep the Triple XL trap targeted at the top the entire time. All right, and at this point, we're gonna spend our final tier on farming, which is going to be the Monkeynomics. So I think I can afford that at the very start of round 67. Now, there we go. Or start around 66, not 67. But you guys just know I love 67, so that's why I said it. 6-7. Obviously, though, the Monkeynomics is not going to make me that much money because the rounds are going to be short. Okay, and we've made it to round 79. Slight problem, and that is the fact that I don't have enough money for the Engineer Paragon yet. That's my plan for the Tier 3 defend. And I want to get Degree 20 Engie as well, which, I mean, we can get a decent amount of Paragon power just from the pops. And money made? Like, for example, if I got it right now, let's just see what degree we'd be looking at just from pops alone. Obviously, I can wait a little bit. 8. Okay, that's really bad. Well, I'm most likely gonna have to go back in time and change up some things. But let's see how this ends up playing out. A bit of the problem is the Supermine explosions are hitting the blimps at the top a lot of the time. And obviously that hurts me quite a bit. It hurts the balloon trap income too, and the pops on it. Like, I think this is probably the latest I could get it up. What if I sold this for more cash slider? How much does that put me at? 16 still. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. And if I sold my... I guess I could sell my Banana Central as well, but then I'm just have no farming for the Spike Factory Paragon. So I feel like there's just no chance that'll work. But that is going to be degree 20, I'd imagine. Yeah, 21. So in that case, we have to go back in time quite a bit. And here's how I ended up optimizing so I didn't have to sell all of my farms to get a degree 20 engineer paragon. I ended up going back all the way to a save I had before the tier 2 defend, and instead of distributing my ultra boost stacks between a Spike Factory and the Banana Central, I just used all of them on the Banana Central. So you might be seeing this and wondering, okay, well how are you going to defend tier 2 if you don't have an ultra boosted Spike Factory? And the answer to that is I'm going to spend 2 more tiers to build my supermines into 502, which does 2 things for the supermines. First of all, it gives it attack speed bonus at the start of every round, but second and most importantly, it allows me to actually target the supermines, which makes defending a lot more consistent, and it allows me to beat the tier 2 boss with only using 1 ultra boost stack on the supermines throughout the entire thing. That way we can just be overclocking my farm more. And the ultra boost change actually helped my eco so much that I'm not going to go for a Monkeynomics this time. I'm going to see if I can just get the degree 20 engineer paragon without it. By the way, there is going to be a decent amount of post commentary mixed in the future parts of this video as well. And that's because when I go for top ranked scores in these events, it is difficult to live commentate every single part of every round because there's a lot of redos and a lot of parts where I just need to focus very intensely, if you know what I'm saying. And speaking about focus, that's exactly what I needed to do when we got back to the tier 3 defend once again. Because even with my farming optimizations, getting a degree 20 engineer paragon in time, not an easy task in the slightest. Which leads me to talking about one of the biggest mistakes in my opinion for my overall strategy, and that is my triple XL spot. Because you can see here, my triple XL doesn't get to a lot of these BFBs before FaZe either pulls the BFBs outside the triple XL trap's range, or the supermines explodes and damages the BFBs down. While if I had my trap in a different location, where I'd actually be able to see the very start of the track, both of those problems would be solved, and I would actually be able to ant-test all the rounds harder, letting more rounds pass, getting more pops, getting more money, all of that stuff. But it's too late into the event to find a different triple XL spot that's better and change up my entire strategy. I would have needed to do that a long time ago, so we've got to make the spot work, which is what I eventually did do on round 81 here, where I collect my IMF loan, sell my Monkey City, use the IMF loan ability, sell the IMF loan, and get my engineer paragon up, with it being a degree 20. Now it might seem kind of crazy selling my Monkey City and selling my IMF loan. I did not really want to do that because it is going to hurt my farming, of course. But the thing is, I needed to sell them. I tried endlessly without selling them, and I couldn't get a degree 20 engineer paragon early enough, as this is pretty much the latest point at which I can build the paragon while still maybe having enough time to defend. And then we placed down the red sentry towards the left. Through my testing of this defend more times than I'd like to admit, these are the best sentry locations I was able to find. And we hit 3 skulls relatively quick. These last 3 skulls are going to be the hardest though, because we still have 2 more jump forwards and not that much track length remaining. Lucky for me, I do break that first phase shield quickly with another sentry explosion, which leads me to hitting the second skull. And here I'm going to be able to pretty much insta-kill the next skull by exploding my blue and red sentry as fast as possible. And then I'm also going to try to insta-kill the final skull as well if I have room, which I barely do with both those explosions to pop FaZe down on tier 3. It literally looked like FaZe was off the screen, that's how close it was. And this is the point at which I resumed the live commentary once again. Oh my gosh, I finally survived that. What the heck? That was so close, it was unbelievable. Holy cow. You guys don't know how long I spent trying to get tier 3 to work. Spike Factories target up here though. We want to make sure we're getting all the spike pops and Spike Factories. We might as well get Carpet Spikes soon here too. We don't want the NG Paragon getting pops. That's the last thing I'd want. Alright, Carpet Spikes is bottom round 84. By the way, as far as Spike Factory pops are concerned, we've got 500k on this guy, and then another like 100k plus on the other ones. Now the only thing I'm worried about is defending tier 4 is going to be really difficult with only a degree 20 engineer paragon. But on top of that, my other worry is I'm not going to make that much money because I sold my Monkey City. But at least we still have the Banana Central up. Okay, I don't know when I actually need to start placing sentries for the tier 4 defend. Probably soon though. And the annoying part is I'll have to have some sentries towards the top of the map where they are going to steal pops. I'll see if I can start around 97. And my sentries are going to be in some weird locations. Like I'm going to have a purple sentry down here. The reason behind it is these logs block line of sight for towers. And the sentry explosions too. So to be able to hit the boss in some areas, I need to use some odd placements basically. Either way, just test run on the tier 4 defend. I'd imagine we're going to get absolutely destroyed for the first couple attempts because getting the sentry placements and everything correct is going to be incredibly difficult. We'll try our best. Okay, I got the red sentry in a pretty good spot. That should hit for this next explosion. All right, let's go blue sentry back here. And then purple sentry gets moved next. Hopefully this explosion hits. It did. I don't know if I moved the purple sentry to a good location, though. That might not be the best spot. We're gonna do red sentry next, which also gonna have the red sentry over here. Wait, that explosion definitely didn't hit, though. We have to wait for the boss to get outside the tunnel, basically. Now. Yep. Red down here. Okay, we have blue sentry explosion next. Yeah, my blue sentry is not in a good location either. We are actually still going to get pretty close defending, though, even with, in my opinion, a lot of mistakes for our sentry placements. This wasn't a bad attempt at all. Like, we're going to be a skull off, but pretty comfortably a skull off, if that makes sense. Like, we're going to be a skull off with all 3 sentries still on the field. Okay. That can get optimized for sure. Okay, we're back to around 100 once again. I've adapted my starting sentry placements, but the main way we'll have to optimize this is where to place the sentries throughout the defend. Right there, nice, okay. I think we're ahead compared to last time. I'd like to believe so. I don't like having all 3 sentries in this location though, I feel like that was pretty bad. This is still definitely closer than last time. I'll say that much. Explode blue now. I think we're actually gonna have some time to damage last skull this time around. So if I, in theory, like, explode both of these, we're almost, yeah, we almost got it. I do think these starting locations are good, though, so we're gonna keep these starting spots. And once again, I'm coming back with the post-commentary. Defending this tier 4 boss was absolutely brutal, guys. I think I spent 3 hours on this defend alone trying to make degree 20 work, and I kept struggling. There was a couple close attempts until a friend, Lazy Lizard, reminded me of one of FaZe's properties, which I forgot about. And that is the fact that FaZe is slower when FaZe is not shielded compared to when FaZe is shielded. And the difference in speed is actually pretty significant. As for tier 4 elite FaZe, it's 5.76% of the speed of a red balloon compared to 3.6% when there's no shield. Now you might be listening to this information and thinking, okay Ryan, FaZe's speed changes. How is that relevant to how you go about this defend? And here it's actually extremely relevant, because if we can maximize the time where FaZe does not have the shield and minimize the time when FaZe does, that's going to give you more overall seconds to get through this tier 4 boss. So that's exactly what I did, where now my tactic is only use sentry explosions pretty much whenever FaZe is shielded. So you see here off the start, even though my purple sentry still has half the cooldown remaining, I explode it early just to get through that FaZe part fast and slow down the boss. And then I just replace the purple sentry in the top right hand section afterwards. Then I do a similar tactic again for the second skull, manually exploding my blue and red sentries super early before I even get the cooldowns to replace them, just to get through that shield fast and slow down the boss again. Then pretty much following this process for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th skulls, you can see here we've now hit the final jump forward with a lot more track length than I had in any of my previous attempts, which leads me to actually pretty comfortably defending this tier 4 boss. Well, comfortable is subjective. More comfortable than my tier 3 defend, we could say. Either way, resuming the live commentary once again. Oh my gosh, I figured it out. I am the best. That is crazy that I just did this. Holy cow. Okay, and with that defended, now we just rack up Spike Factory pops going into the tier 5 defend. I think I will use the Power Glove ability on this Super Mines over and over again, opposed to using it on my Banana Farm, because the pops are better for Paragon power compared to the extra farming I'd get. Like, if I didn't Power Glove this guy, the Engineer Paragon would be stealing a lot of pops. No! No! While I'm doing this run, someone else submitted a 61 score, and the thing is, their time penalty is much lower than mine. You can see here my time penalty is 9 minutes, and most likely with the defense, I'm going to be above 20-minute total time. So if I finish this run, it's going to be 2nd place, unfortunately. All right, round 118. What degree are we looking at here? This is probably the timing I want to get it up. Let's see. 52, that's very solid. I wonder if I can get 53, because I'm not sure like how close I am, so maybe if I just wait a split second, get a couple pops, get a couple dollars, we can get 53. All right, let's try now. 53, there we go, okay. And I'm hoping that I can get this increased attack speed ability off before the round ends. Yes, I can. That's perfect. Start building a decent pal for the tier 5 defend here. Okay, I'm going to try to do a trick on round 119, where I pair the Power Glove ability with the increased attack speed from the Spike Factory Paragon, but I'm also going to use the increased attack speed ability at the very end of round 119, so it carries over to round 120 for the boss. So like multiple things are going to be going on here. Also, wait. I need to place sentries. The sentries aren't going to really matter that much damage-wise. The vast majority of the damage is going to come from the Spike Factory Paragon, but having a couple of these guys down is still going to be nice, I guess. Let's get Red Sentry over here. And then last second, I want to use the 4th and 5th abilities here. There we go. And since I activated the previous increased attack speed on round 119, that means it's going to allow me to use another one on round 120, so I can use 2 abilities back to back, which will be really cool. All right, I'm going to take you guys through an entire attempt here. I've been optimizing slowly but surely, and I think we might be able to make this happen. So I'll show you what I do. First things first, we're going to use Spike again, of course. Throw a lot of spikes here, but we don't want to actually kill the first skull yet. Every time you break through a skull of phase, it slows down the attack speed of your towers. So what I'm going to do is intentionally wait a little bit before I get through the first skull. So I can get a couple more spikes down first. And we're kind of going to use that same tactic at other points too. Let's place this over here. Throw spikes down here. Alright, that's first 2 skulls down, good. And also, we want to break through the shield fast as well, because again, remember, the boss is slower on the non-shielded part. So it's tactic number 2. Alright, slow the Red Sentry. So now that the boss is this far, we're going to build a pile over here. Don't Power Glove yet. We can use Spike Gun and Explosion now. We're going to Power Glove with the ability paired up, yep. This stuff should be able to take down the 3rd skull pretty easily. I don't want to explode Purple Sentry yet. I'm going to wait until now. There we go. Okay. And this spike pile should go take out almost the next skull. I'm going to start stacking a couple back here, though, for future HP. How much damage does that do? Okay, it's basically enough. I think it's actually enough. Yeah, that's good. We distributed our spikes well there. We're going to get Spike Gun back in a second. Use it now. We have Power Glove ability back, but I want to pair Power Glove with the other ability, of course. Alright, same thing. Target spikes back here. Build a nice pile in the back before I hit the next skull. But we still have decent attack speed. Alright, we hit the final skull, that's good. We still have some time remaining, though. Explode these. Come on. I need round 123 to end. Yes, there we go. This ability. Come on. Pop it, pop it. Oh, dude, I'm so close. I don't think I'm going to do it, though. Wait, I have Spike Gun and Explosion in a second. Now? 500,000 HP, 500,000 HP. Wait a second. We explode 2 sentries. How much does Explosion do? 200k? We got it. No way. We got it. 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 Oh my gosh. Those abilities at the very end came in so clutch. Now, unfortunately, I don't think we're top 1, as I said earlier. I'm pretty sure my overall time is just slightly slower. But let's see. 22:16 is my total time. And that puts me, yep, second on the leaderboard by 2 minutes. Oh, that's so frustrating. And I could definitely cut 2 minutes with some of the stalled rounds and stuff. But I'm not going to go through the effort and the dozens of hours I put into this run to cut a couple minutes. I'll take my second place and move on. Honestly, it might not end up being second place. There's still a couple hours left in the event, but we'll see where it ends up. I'll catch you guys then. And the second place badge did end up sticking, so I'm pretty happy with that. Would have liked to get first, but it is what it is. With that badge though, here's what my current boss badges are looking like. I have a top 2 and a top 1 from the normal boss. And then for elite, I have 3 top 3s, 2 top 2s, and 1 top 1. Pretty solid stuff, and I hope you guys did enjoy a more sweaty video today. Spent a lot of time on it, but it's always nice to do one of these every now and then. If you did enjoy, please consider subscribing. Always appreciate that, and have a good day.